Hello, good people. Welcome to our show. Hello, bad people. Welcome to our show. Hello, everyone who wanna learn more about AI, digital marketing, and even today we are going to touch more about hiring the right people. Welcome. Today I'm so excited to discuss all these topics with Patrick De Pauw. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I'm feeling well today.
A big pleasure to get you back. I remember the value that you shared the first time, so I decided to invite you again, because I love to speak and learn a lot more. Because every time when I speak with any of my guests, and I got many big names like Ryan Fishkin, Neil Patel, many others, Lily Ray, and every time I can learn a lot more from these people. So that is why I invite back, to get more knowledge, to double what I have. And Patrick, uh, I know about your experience. You share a lot of valuable bonds, but we have new listeners. Can tell you more about experience, background, and about your current job that you have today.
Oh, it's going a long way, but I'm not going to explain everything. Uh, the last, I think, 13 years are the most important. I was working basically in travel and airline business, always busy with marketing stuff and also obviously also the new marketing channels. And I discovered very quickly because that was the story that when I posted, for instance, a picture that I took from New York I would say in a dark winter day,
Mhm.
compared to a picture from a stock picture, that the first one had much more impact than these postcard pictures. So it was something about authenticity. So
Yeah.
I started 12 years ago Social Cedar, which was because there's some things changed, but which was a company that was focusing on employer branding through ambassadorship. So people could just share messages from companies, and the basic reason why companies use social media was also because they wanted, first of all, to have a nice employer brand. Secondly, they wanted to keep their people motivated, and the third thing is they wanted to attract new people, and they did that through company content, which again through social cedar went viral and in a very authentic way created quite a lot of impact.
Awesome. Awesome.
So
Yeah.
that's until last year. Then I had a disease, a quite heavy one, and life that changed my life. So I had to abandon quite a lot of things. But now I'm working as a CEO for Vitamins, which does everything around employee experience and well-being of people. So now it's more about taking care so that they stay and they don't go into burnout and in sick holiday, sick leave, where before it was more in the
Nice.
recruitment environment.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Yeah, it's very important because 75% of people hate their jobs. It's a lot. I think yeah, it's really number. And you remind me one message that I got a few days ago. You started about social engagement, about anything like that, and someone reach out to me and tell, check out my tool. It can help to write AI comments. I reply, why I need to use it? I love to write myself. I don't need AI for that. I can delegate many tasks to AI, but never I will delegate writing comments because I'm writing them. It's not because I need to have it, because I can learn from others. I love to read comments to analyze what people can think, like Gary Vaynerchuk. He can read a lot of comments and can understand human psychology. It's the same, probably not the same level, but it's the same. I love to communicate with people on comments. And he replied me, no, you can get much higher engagement. Just give this job to tool and pay attention to your business. Of course, I pay attention to my business, but I will never delegate this task to any tool. So, and yeah, I think it's important today. What do you think about AI writing comments?
I think just the same as you. I think that there's lots of things we can do with AI, obviously,
Yeah,
and we have to use AI, but we don't have to use AI for things where the real human being is important. And again, out of my experience, I would say all of the people, I would say now perhaps most of the people, they have this I would say, third eye that can read authenticity, whether it's authentic or not. We see it with the evolution of AI. It's getting better and better and better. But basically, most of the time, people know that it's or AI written or it's an image by AI. I just hope it stays like this. Probably not. Again, like you said, what is wrong with human, connection and talking to each other in a normal way instead of doing it through a robot?
Yeah. I want to share one more study that I found online, and I'm interested your opinion about that. I mean, like, many people said they prefer to get CEO robot than a human being. Probably too many terrible CEOs today we have, bosses, and people are leaving companies. It's not because bad company, they leave because bad bosses who can't make great environment. And I had this experience. I remember like 5 years ago I worked with a big project. I didn't have time to pay attention everything what happened in my team, but toxic environment appealed and a few good players left my team. When I started to research what's going on, and I found about this toxic environment, and of course I tried to fix as much as possible, but that was too late because people just left my team. And today, according to this data, people prefer to when robots can lead them. What do you think about that? Why we still have this issue?
Yeah, because again, I think you mentioned the right thing. It is true that there's quite a lot of problem with leadership today, which is somewhere also logical, because also for me, I'm not the youngest person on earth. Lots of things are changing, and it's changing very quickly. So you have to adapt enormously. And I think one of the things that leaders need to learn is to adapt and to be able to embrace change, which is completely different than when I started, like I would say 35, 40 years ago, where it's just like you keep the same thing, doing the same thing. And a leader was somebody who was very stable, where now it's completely different. And probably that's one of the reasons why people prefer robots. The other thing is because we see changes. We all know that there's changes. When I also work with quite a lot of young people, and we know that they don't really take the phone anymore. They will do it on WhatsApp. They are afraid to take a phone. We also see it in travel, because I'm still active in the travel business. There's never been so many girl only. Strangely enough, it doesn't count for boys only. Girl only travels, and the sole reason is because they want to meet people, but they don't know anymore how to meet people. So they go on holiday together just to meet new friends, to make new friends, where before we went to a pub or a bar and we had our friends. So I think basically the environment is changing incredibly, and I think we really have to change the way we look at leaders. What is the definition of a good leader? And like you said, a good leader is somebody who can keep his people, or at least keep the good people. And it's something which is, I think at this moment, I just wanted to mention, because this morning there was, so I'm calling out of Belgium. There was an article that in an industry which is the government. In the government, there's 51% of the people that want to quit their job between now and a year. Huge problem we have now.
Yeah. But I think many people choose wrong jobs. I mean, like if 75% of them are unhappy, probably they're chasing, I don't know, money or short incomes or quick results, anything like that. I don't believe on that. I think like you need to find the way what you love. For example, I can work on Sunday evening, Saturday night. I don't care because I have this passion. And for me, my job is my hobby. I can sacrifice TV. I can sacrifice many other things because I love it. I love to spend time with digital marketing. I love to learn more about SEO, what's going on. So it's my passion, and that is why when someone asks me how you can work like over 12 hours a day, Because I mean, like, okay, if I work only 8 hours a day, what I can do? Watch TV plus 4 hours. I'm not interested with that. It's better for me to spend time in my job because it's my hobby. Basically, I don't think that I'm working. I'm just enjoying the process. So, and probably people hate because they don't enjoy. And you mentioned about burning out. I think it can happen, but when you force yourself to do something, when you do something because of some rewards. I don't care about rewards. Of course, I love rewards, but for me, it's more important to enjoy the process. If you enjoy it, it brings happiness, not rewards. Rewards just probably will bring some happiness for a few days. Then things become regular. But if you enjoy the process, yeah, it's the most important element for me. So I can
Yeah,
feel like that.
it does take a bit of guts because there's quite a lot of people. Because I lost my company last year. I'm an entrepreneur, so you build up
Mhm.
something new immediately. It's not in the beginning. We all know this in the beginning. It's not that you earn big money. It's just you
Yeah.
want to do something that you enjoy, and then you choose to do this. I'm a lucky person that I'm also supported by my family because I mean there's also an environment. And what I see around me specifically, and I think it's a bit everywhere at this moment when you're young, and somewhere I understand it when you're young and you have your loan and everything is so expensive. So you keep on hanging to your job, whether you like it or not. And basically, this is what I also say to everybody: like, if you want to change, just change. Obviously, there's different characters in this
Yeah.
world. There's people that will never do it. We call it in Belgium the golden cage. This is where you are, and you are correctly paid. You have your company car, you have your meal vouchers, you have everything, but you're extremely unhappy. But
Yeah.
still, you don't want to jump because you're afraid of jumping. And this is something that I would recommend everybody: just try to jump at least once in your life.
Yeah.
Then you will see whether you like it or not, but at least try because you only live once.
Yeah, 100%. Patrick, let's start with storytelling. Can you tell what is the difference authentic storytelling and, for example, AI written storytelling? If I go to ChatGPT and can ask, please write me story, I will get any story that I want to get. So, but what is the main difference with authentic story?
Well, I don't think there's a definition between what the difference is because I do see that AI is evolving very quickly and at a certain moment they even start knowing your company and they can really do some very interesting storytelling, but it's always based on the same. I always see coming back the same, one, then you do second, and then third, you do this, and it all seems very logic. But obviously, AI never knows, they never know your company as good as you are as a CEO or HR manager or whatever, or as a co-worker. But one of the things that I saw quite some time, and I think in the last episode I was talking about this, is that lots of people, they don't have the ability to write authentic stories because they always learned that you have to you need to make it nicer than
Yeah.
than it is. Specifically in marketing people, I'm a marketing guy, so I can say this: marketing people, they've never really learned to say something like it really is. And from the experience that I have, strangely, and it's not strange, but luckily enough, is when you describe the things like they are. And this is for me the real difference between AI storytelling and storytelling, authentic storytelling. People, again, they see that it's a real story and you will get much more likes and there will be much more comments because they know, like, oh, this is real. And as a company, by the way, from time to time, you can also on LinkedIn, you can say that there's some difficult times ahead. People like to hear this. It's not always the very great show, because LinkedIn is more, at a certain moment it becomes the show and everybody bragging about how good and nice the companies and how clever the people are. And then you see that again 50% are like almost on burnout. So there's a big difference. And I did for years, and it's coming back in the coming weeks. I do this authentic storytelling about myself and about my company, and I can assure you that it brought me lots of sales.
Nice. And I think many people don't understand that AI can help someone who don't have experience with writing. You need to have this writing background. I mean, like, for example, if you ask me to write any great content about weight loss, I can't. Even I had this personal experience. I lost my weight. That was terrible. I mean, like, I had obesity plus 15 years, and I thought overtraining can help me. So I just killed myself in gym, but nothing helped me. Then one event just helped me because I was in Turkey. That was great vacation, but I got flu, and around 45 days I couldn't recover. Many doctors just gave me pills, plus 20 pills a day, strong antibiotics, many terrible things. And for around 45 days, that was in 2019. Yeah, 2019, before the real pandemic. I don't want to deny that was first COVID in this world. But anyway, it happened. After 45 days, I got it. I need to change something. I had obesity. My immune system was close to zero. And I started to learn. Like in SEO, like in digital marketing. I just learn and try things. Try. And after reading many books, blog articles, watching videos, I got it. It's only because unhealthy lifestyle. And I remember when Tony Robbins said about his aunt that basically she got the last stage of cancer, and 100% of people die in 1 year with this stage. But she detoxed her body, and many doctors said it's miracle that she's alive. But that was only the right lifestyle. After learning all of that, I got it. No, probably something is wrong with my lifestyle, and I changed many things. I started to eat healthy food. I love junk food, but I sacrifice them. I stopped drinking soda, any soda. I don't care about that. And I started to take cold shower every single day. Then when I got to regular immune system, I started to swim in cold sea, and my record was 30 minutes below zero. And now, I mean, like, I check on Google that people can survive like 45 minutes on this water, but I'm still here because of the right preparation. And after 5 years, I didn't drink even one pill, because just of changing all my lifestyle. I think it's the same everywhere. You need to learn. And you can't become a good writer with ChatGPT, Perplexity, or any other model. You need to make your hands dirty. You need to write, to practice, to learn. And the same with story. If you're a terrible story writer because you didn't write even one story, you need to write plus 100 stories, to fail 100 times, but learn from that. So it's very important to have practice, to fail, and to learn from that. Because I don't believe that you can read a book and understand. You need to make your hands dirty. What do you think about that?
No, I completely agree. And again, with the background that I have in employer branding, I had very often the reply like, "Oh, Patrick, this is a great idea, but I don't know what to write. I don't have a story to tell, or we don't have a story to tell." And then you're sitting in a company and you just look around and you see, for instance, the pictures, how they started 50 years ago and how the technology evolved. And I said, I think that there's already like 10 stories just in this room, but you have to be able to see the stories. And you just have to try. I'm not saying that I'm a top storyteller neither, but like you said, you have to try it. And if you tell something and you don't get any reaction, you know that you did something wrong. But you have to do that first before you know that something is wrong. Mm-hmm. And obviously, there's data, which is great. So data can help you. Just if you talk about something and you see that it moves people. Then obviously you're on the right track. So no, I agree.
Yeah. And what do you think about AI replacement? For example, in your company, are you looking for ways how to save some money by paying salaries and to hire AI agents, or you use AI in different way?
We use AI in the core of the company, so it's really an AI motor in there. But then obviously we have customer success that explains what comes out of the motor, even with AI, because there's some explanation about it. But again, in HR, I don't really believe that you can make a big impression in HR by saying like every recommendation that we have is based on AI. That people don't like so much, or they really want to have a specific, also academically, because you talk about the health of people, so it's really important not to judge, to make judgments by AI. So because I'm currently working in two companies, I have to admit that in one company where there's quite a lot of I would say copywriting, but basic copywriting about give me the 10 top spots in New York. These things, they are done by AI at this moment. So we do save in that company. We do save. We don't have an external company creating these content. We do that ourselves. But there's no person inside the company that had to leave the company because of AI. And in my own company, we use AI, like I just said, as a motor, but and it just speeds up. It should speed up your growth. It shouldn't be if the only reason is to do it with less people, I think you use it the wrong way. It should just speed up things, because the world again goes very quickly. You have to speed up things. If you use AI, normally you should be able to hire even more people.
Yeah, nice. Jeff wrote a big message about AI. So thanks, Jeff. I spent some time to read this message and listen to Patrick, because it's tough to do two things like women can do. They can do a few things, but yeah, I just focus in one. So yeah, I agree with you, Jeff. I think, Patrick, I want to ask about your marketing experience. It's important to become creative, and you mentioned about generic stuff. It doesn't work. Because people have choices, and if you can provide something new creative, it can win attention. If it's just generic, it doesn't help. So can you tell how you mix AI but stay creative on that?
Well, at this moment, if I'm just going to take the example of LinkedIn posts.
Okay.
LinkedIn posts, they always suggest AI reread. So I always click on the button. Strangely enough, it's always less. I mean, you get it in a shorter way than the one. It's also because I'm not natively English, so you get it in 3 or 5 lines where I had 10 lines. I use it, but I will never share it just with the result of AI. I use it. I will rewrite it again. So I use AI, but I will always go over it and add the personal touch. And sometimes I have to admit that sometimes I even put a wrong somewhere, something which doesn't really is 100% correct, just because I want people to see that it's not AI generated.
Yeah.
So I use it in the back. I will never use it in the front.
By the way, when I write my LinkedIn post, I never use AI, and because I don't have enough time, but I want to share my experience. So basically, I can make a lot of grammar mistakes. I can miss some words, and I don't have time for editing. So if I write for blog content, I can check out second time. I can ask other people to read. But for social media posts, I never. I don't have time for that. And but I have engagement. People love it. So for me, it's the most important element. But some haters can reply, "Oh, your writing is terrible. You made a lot of mistakes." And I check out, really? No, so I didn't see them. But anyway, it's social media, So it's better to be authentic on that, So I don't care a lot. Of course, I wanna write from the first attempt in the right way, but I don't have time to check out, and things happen. So it's better to focus on things
Most
that
of people,
matter.
they don't care anyhow, so
Yeah.
they care about the real content and not all the rest.
Yeah. Uh, Patrick, I want to ask about interns. It's interesting that big companies hired interns because that was tough to do many boring stuff, and someone who just joined any industry, they can learn from boring stuff, manual job, and then to become creative, to become an expert in one day. But today things are different. For example, Microsoft fired 9,000 people, IBM 8,000 people, and we made one study that 65,000 people lost their jobs in big companies in the US. 65,000 people, it's a lot. And the main reason, AI. So AI can replace real smart people, because Microsoft never hired average people. They hired the best top experts. And if these people can lose the job because of AI, we need to consider. So AI is a thing. I'm pretty sure that these people will find their jobs, but will be harder for others, and especially today, I have some questions from interns who want to join companies. So they have this graduation degree, and they want to start from scratch. That was more simple like 5-10 years ago. Today, when companies are looking for AI automation, AI agents, they're not looking for to hire these interns who can get first experience. What would you advise these people? For example, let's imagine you don't have this experience. You started first day. You need to get the first experience, but nobody wants to hire you because of AI agents. What will you do? Yeah.
I should have prepared that question. As an intern, you mean what would I do as an intern?
Yeah, for example, yeah, or what you can recommend to interns who can find the job. For example, some students want to join your company. They don't have experience. They have passion. They have big wish, to change things, but without experience. So, can you allow them to join your team, or
I, I,
yeah?
it, honestly, because in the other company I hire quite a lot of young people, and there's also quite a lot of people hire fast, fire fast. There's also quite a lot of people that I need to fire after a couple of weeks, even, because I like to do it immediately. But it's for me, it's not so much AI, but I think if you start in a company as a young person, the first thing you need to show is that you have flexibility, because every company needs flexibility these days. It's very few companies that open at 9 o'clock and close at 5 o'clock. There's always something going on. This is something that I see is missing in quite a lot of young people, probably also in older people, but in young people, they have this, since COVID, they want to have this work-life balance fully in order. And I think companies are still, every single company, they're always interested in people that are showing excitement, and then eventually they can go into an AI role. That the future will say. But I think as long as you're willing to learn, question your co-workers about things, I think that there's always a place in companies. Now, I'm not working for Microsoft, I'm not working for Apple, so I cannot judge in these big companies. I'm talking about smaller companies. Every company is looking for young people that are, because basically at this moment, nobody is really prepared on what is coming. AI is new for everybody. There are some AI experts. I know some AI experts, and they are telling me that every single month they have to rewrite their book from scratch because it's going so quickly. So it's not about, do I know AI, or do I know something about it or not? No, it's the the way you want to like you just started. It's how much am I willing to learn in my
Yeah.
life, and at this moment we continuously learn, and continuously meaning almost every day you need to learn something new.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Never
the
stop
people that are
learning.
willing to do this, they have always a job. Normally, they should have
Yeah.
a place in a company.
It's the main reason why I never read any book about SEO, because things are changing fast. And but I love reading books about marketing. I read about marketing because it's foundation. For me, it's more important to get foundation, because technologies are changing things, how to bring this data, information, sales, but people are the same. Psychology is the same. So yeah,
But
for,
what I
for
do know is that quite a lot of, or because every AI is everywhere, but is also nowhere. There's so many companies, also big companies, that are always talking about AI, but they don't really know how to handle it. I'm invited quite sometimes, also at big companies, to show what we are doing. And then you see that they continuously invite startups because they don't really know how to handle this extreme, rapidly evolving AI. And I think this is a challenge for young people, because AI is quite complex and it touches upon everything in your company. It's not just, I'm going to work with AI. No, no. How are you going to work with AI?
yeah,
And this is something I think most of the companies, they're still struggling with. Even if they are going outside telling that they are fully occupied with AI,
mhm,
I think most of the people are struggling. Also because leaders are not 20 years old.
yeah.
For them, it's also completely new.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it's my opinion. I think AI today, at least today, it's overestimated. I mean, like, uh, we still need human touch. Even ChatGPT, OpenAI are looking for ASIA specialists to join their teams. They're looking for content creators who can join their teams, because OpenAI created machine, but they need a driver. So it's a great tool. I love it, but I think it's not ready yet to replace human beings. I don't know. It takes time if it happens, but it takes like a few decades. We'll see, but I don't know. Probably like in 5-10 years, AI Patrick and AI Anatoly will speak on this podcast. We'll see. I don't know.
It already happens, because as far as I understand, there's already podcasts that are fully AI generated,
Yeah,
so it's already out there. But again, I still love the fact that we are talking to each other,
yeah, of
that we
course.
can laugh, and that we are just human beings. I don't know how it's going to evolve. I think nobody really knows it, and it's going to have a big impact. Yes, obviously, it's going to be a really huge impact. Yes.
Yeah. By the way, I listen a few podcasts, AI podcasts, but it's not like AI created this podcast. Human beings created this podcast. They can lead AI to create the right sound, to create the right scenario, to bring value. So I love it. And we analyzed in our team. We created one study, big study, that at least 45% of people follow at least one AI influencer. So many people even don't know they follow AI influencer. So you can watch videos on YouTube, TikTok, without face, because today AI faces are recognizable. People can feel it. But if you watch videos without faces, yeah, you probably don't know that AI made these videos. And a lot of AI models on Instagram, many similar platforms. So it's popular. People love it. And I remember when Gary Vaynerchuk made prediction about the future, he told that many people will marry to AI people. For example, even today, adults can have sex with toys. So basically, uh, people can marry. Because today we have some AI agents. For just search on Google, you can find many websites where you can have cooperation with AI. I don't know, AI avatars, and yeah, to communicate with them. And many people prefer that because it's not like another human being with own character. AI is more reliable, flexible according to your interests. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know about the future. I hope humans will be humans, and AI will be only help, but we'll see. I don't know. Things are
I
going
just
fast.
I just hope that humans will not become dumber and dumber
Yeah.
because of AI becoming more and more intelligent. That I think is one of the challenges, is that we keep on learning as well, and we don't give everything to the, I would say, to the machine. That's what you mentioned at the beginning as well. I think it's still a good practice to start writing yourself. It's a good practice to type yourself something. I think we need to keep doing this.
Yeah.
That's the wrong use of AI if we do it
Yeah,
like this.
but by the way, Patrick, when we were young, so to find any information, I should go to library, sign
Mhm.
sign up to library, to search for a book, to spend like a few hours to go to the library to find this book. And for now, ChatGPT, Google, YouTube, a lot of resources. Uh, I'm not sure about even going to college today. I told my son, if you doesn't want to go to college, don't go. You can learn yourself. You can find the right way. I mean, like, for example, if you wanna be a doctor, probably yeah, it's must have. But if you wanna be a marketer, because I never get any education about marketing. I just learn myself on Google, YouTube. Today I can use ChatGPT. I can learn from many blog posts. And if you yeah, I took part a few times in some meetings in different colleges, universities, to check out people who graduated. And for me, I prefer to hire people who have personal experience or real experience. For example, if I need someone with experience on Instagram, I don't care about your degree. I care to show what you can do on Instagram. Show me your results, what kind of accounts you have, how you can sell on Instagram. For me, it's more important practice, real practice. What do you think, by the way, about degree or this personal touch?
Uh, I didn't study marketing neither, so, and I'm already for 38 years in marketing. So I think you can obviously you can learn quite a lot. I think that you always need a basis. Obviously, there's always a basis that you need in life,
Yeah.
and I think it's not bad to study at least to get these basics. And like you said, there's also so many things like in everything which is in health business, you need to study it, otherwise you get very strange results. But I do agree. I just look at myself. We look at, most of the times we look at experiences. There's at least now in Belgium it's a bit different. For instance, in Belgium, talking about experiences, what we see, for instance, is that there's very few people. We are in a country where there's 3 official languages, but we see very few people still talk, young people that talk the 2 official languages. But
Mhm.
if you want a business in a very small Belgium, you need to talk to languages. So
Yeah.
there's some things that are getting lost along the way, and then people that still do the effort to at least have these skills, they just they jump out of all the rest, and they get hired. And so for me, it's always a part of experience and a part of basic. You have some basic knowledge, and then obviously experience. But if you only go on to experience, then you only hire people that have 10 to 15 years of experience. I also think that's what we mentioned before. That's why, by the way, we never do, although it's somewhere a trend, but we do a first interview online, but the second one is always
Yeah.
in person. It's never online, because you
Nice.
really feel so much if you sit one next to another.
Awesome. Patrick, I have my final question, and very important question. Basically, I want to ask about something where I always fail. I always fail. For example, I failed to forecast the president of the United States. I failed. My forecast was terrible. I remember like 10 years ago, one of my friends came to me and told, we have one thing that will win the world. It's called Bitcoin. If you can buy just 1,000 bitcoins, just for less than $1,000, so you can become rich. I replied, I don't know what is it. I don't need your Bitcoin. Just go away from me. I never do anything if I don't learn about that. And yeah, that happened. So basically, I failed with many other forecasts. But it's part of the job to try, to forecast, to see the future. And personally, I can feel that I'm on the second stage. I can't innovate things. I can't create ChatGPT, Google, but I can use this technology and adapt to whatever happens. But anyway, I need to forecast a little bit, even if I fail, if it's inaccurate, because to make this preparation. So, Patrick, I want to ask you about storytelling in marketing. Your prediction, what kind of future will be? Will AI replace it, or we still have this human touch like in 5-10 years? Your prediction.
My prediction is in general is what you see happening already today in some countries is that you can't have your mobile when you go at school. So I think again, the change is going so rapidly for everybody, whether you're 80 years or 20 years old. Change is incredibly speeding up. And the result is that quite a lot of people can't cope with the change. A lot of people, we are not built to look at a screen from the morning until the end. We are not built for that. We are still human beings. So I think that there's going to be in the future a counter. I would say it's going to be an automatic movement where we need to find the right balance between AI and technology on one hand side and being just normal human beings. Not always in front of the screen, not always getting these. Because just wanted to mention this. There was a professor, and I thought it was quite interesting, that told me, "Do you know that if you're on TikTok for half an hour before you go to school, your brain is already, the brain is already it has seen so much that it cannot absorb new things anymore." So that's where you see that there's a conflict between technology and we as human beings. So I think that the right future is finding again this balance, and I think it's happening already a bit today in some countries, but I think it's going to be very important if we don't want to have people sitting as burnouts at home because they can't cope with anything anymore, regardless of technology.
Awesome. We'll see. One thing why it's exciting, because we don't know. I mean, like,
no, we don't.
Yeah, if you know, it's boring, but
yes,
if you don't know,
yes.
It's interesting to watch,
No, and I'm not a guru, so I'm not going to say.
Me too, So it's not my strong side, even it's my weak side. Patrick, it's a big pleasure to get on my show, to learn from you. I love this experience. Welcome back anytime. You know how to share this valuable bombs. Tell the best way how to keep learning from you, how to reach out to you, how to follow you.
Thank you very much for having me on your show.
Yeah, nice. And the best way how to reach out to you on LinkedIn? I mean, like if someone from
LinkedIn,
my audience.
Patrick De Pauw. It's peacock in Flemish. Depauw. Patrick, that's me.
Okay, awesome. Guys, you can find the link in the description below. I tag Patrick on this live stream. So if you listen on Apple or Spotify, just open the link and follow Patrick, because you can see a lot of value. You can learn and find the way how to create the right marketing message, how to learn about AI, and many other things. Okay, guys, love you. See you.